The Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, in collaboration with the Edo State Internal Revenue Service, Benin and District Society, has held the 12th edition of the Sunday Nosakare Okundia Memorial Lecture. The memorial lecture centered on an overview of Nigerian tax laws, recent developments, and impacts. BTV News Favor Kolawole reports that the topic was carefully chosen in recognition of the expertise and legacy of the late Sunday Nosakare Okundia, who during his lifetime distinguished himself as an icon in taxation. The reports.
Seated here are the Executive Chairman of Edo State Internal Revenue Service, Otumba Honorable Oladele Bankole Balogun, Chairman of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, Benin and District Society, Reverend Dr. Christopher Awele, FCA, Secretary to the EIRS, Osareme Ogedembe, Mrs. Esther Okundia, Mr. Sonny Okombo Okundia, as well as past chairmen and leaders of ICAN Benin District, including Mr. Efe Iserenye, Deacon Olatunde Emmanuel, Mr. Wilson Okoro, and Dr. Ohioka Godwin, and other prominent stakeholders. Just before the lecture began, a 1-minute silence was observed in honor of the late Sunday Nosakere Okundia and all the departed members of the accounting community. In a remark, the ICAN Chairman Benin and District Society, Reverend Dr. Christopher Awele, FCA, paid tribute to the late Nosakere Okundia, describing him as an icon whose dedication and expertise remain a guiding light to the accounting profession.
In memory of our late icon, we return all glory and adoration to the Almighty God that gave us yet another opportunity to gather together in celebration of a visionary, kind-hearted, pragmatic, and amiable leader. Today marks the 12th year of the demise of our great and highly respected icon in the person of Elder Sonny Nosakere Okundia, FCA.
The Executive Chairman of the Edo State Internal Revenue Service, Otumba Honorable Oladele Bankole Balogun, thanked the leadership of ICAN for honoring Mr. Okundia's service to the nation. He noted that the memorial lecture represents 12 years of celebrating simplicity, completeness, and order, qualities that define the late Okundia's professional life.
Our late father, Elder Sunday Nosakere Okundia of Edo State. The first thing that occurred to me is that we are celebrating a 12-year anniversary, so to say, of a man who gave his all to the state and his profession. And he was a relatively young man. He was 54 by my calculation when he passed away. Only 2 years older than me. So, that was a significant achievement.
Professor Osazu Obaretin delivered the memorial lecture on the theme, an overview of Nigerian tax laws, recent developments and impacts. He highlighted 4 new enacted laws: the Nigerian Tax Administration Act 2025, the Nigerian Revenue Service Establishment Act 2025, the Joint Revenue Board Establishment Act 2025, and other related legislations designed to reform the nation's tax system. He stressed their significant and far-reaching impact on taxpayers, with implementation set for January 1st, 2026, while also pointing out key challenges that may affect their effectiveness.
The issue of residency, based on principles of significant economic order, was introduced. I'm sure you remember Financial Act 2019 introduced that principle of significant economic order was introduced as a way of bringing non-resident businesses to pay their fair share of taxes.
The presentation was followed by an engaging question and answer section where participants sought clarification on the new tax laws and discussed practical ways of addressing compliance challenges.
I didn't know whether there is a conflict. The Nigerian Tax Act of 2025 specifically mentioned 15 million for small company.
Print account and the personal account. And what the FIRS is doing of recent is that they tend to brush aside that law which says you cannot access a personal account.
For example, like this year, now whether you like to, we are using the old law to prepare our reports and file our tax. But I'm sure, as I believe, that with time they are going to provide us with a circular and update on the effective date and the time frame to move into the new phase.
In an interview, the executive chairman of EIRS, Otumba Honorable Oladele Bankole Balogun, the ICAN chairman, Reverend Dr. Christopher Awele, FCA, and members of the ICAN executive committee all emphasized that the late Sunday Nosakere Okundia remains an icon worthy of remembrance. They stressed that the annual lecture not only honors his legacy but also reinforced the relevance of tax education and reform in shaping Nigeria's economic future.
It's very, very important that we do not forget some of these contributions. And that is the reason why I particularly find it necessary to be part of this 12-year anniversary. And I should let me say something. 12 is a very, very significant number, whether you're talking spiritually or whether you're talking practically or whichever way you want to do it. 12 is significant.
From what we have learned from the lecture, the 2025 Nigeria Tax Act is going to benefit the federal government because we will put more money in their hand, both federal, state, and local.
Since the demise of this one is the 12th edition, I'm not sure we've had a Okundia. Because the man, what he represents, for every black man to recognize a black man, you should know what it means.
The event was rounded off with a vote of thanks delivered by the Vice Chairman of ICAN, Benin and District Society, Mrs. Ijoma Emuze, who appreciated participants, speakers, and stakeholders for their contribution to the success of the lecture. Favor Kolawole reporting for BTV News.